Hello, I'm Haven Garber with the Oregon Division of Financial Regulation, here to walk you through how a certified provider will file their annual report online through eGov. First, there are two things that you should be aware of. There are two documents on our website that will be very helpful in this process. If you go to the Oregon Division of Financial Regulation website, click on Resources for Businesses, Licensing, Charters, and Applications. In the middle column under Non-Depository Programs, click on Applications, Forms, and Reports. You'll scroll down to Prearranged Funeral Plans. The first document is your annual report. The electronic version of your annual report is very similar to the paper copy. It is suggested because there's a time limit on eGov that you have this information available. Of course, you don't have to worry about the contact information, but the numbers 1 through 9, you should have readily available before you begin. The second document that you'll want to be aware of is all the way at the bottom, called the Account Report, Annual Report Account, and Delivered Merchandise Spreadsheet. And it looks like this. On tab 1 is the account details. So this is typically the information we ask about every certified provider contract that you have. And then the second tab is about delivered merchandise. The first two columns are related to your license, which is your license number. In our example we're working with today is Certified Provider 0462. And then the name of your company. In our example, it's just Certified Provider Example. So this information in the first two columns will be the same for the entire spreadsheet. This is also true of the delivered merchandise spreadsheet. So that information will be the same. And then it's followed by contract number, last and first name of beneficiary, and a number of other questions that it asks. Delivered merchandise is set up very similar, but it asks for information specifically about where the merchandise is stored and the description of the merchandise. If you have this information available in another form or a different spreadsheet, maybe from a software provider or vendor, we are happy to accept that as well, but at a minimum, it should have the information that's required in this spreadsheet. Having this information available, you are now ready to begin your renewal process. You will receive a letter from the division with a registration code and your certified provider number. It will also have this link to eGov. Once you have your letter available, you'll want to go to eGov, click on Register a Business. You will put in your certified provider name or number. CP0462 is our example. Copy your registration code and click Search. This will bring up any information that the division currently has. On this page, you cannot make any updates. It is for the purpose of assigning yourself a password. And you will need to confirm that password as well. You can also customize 2 password questions and answers for future use. It is highly recommended that you save this information because this will be a process every single year. Once you created your password and registered your business the first time, you do not have to go through this step if you remember your password. Once you click on Register, you will then have to log in with the password that you just created. Your user ID is your CP number. And then the password is whatever you just created. This provides some of the information that we have available through the division, and you will want to click on Renew License. This will bring up your licenses that are available for renewal. If you have more than one location, you will have more than one one license listed here. Click on the license in which you wish to renew. This page shows you a little bit of information. It does warn you that this page will expire within 45 minutes. That's why it's really important to have your annual report numbers prior to beginning. For some of you, your master trustee may have provided the numbers to you, or they could have logged in as you and provided the information. But please understand that as a certified provider, you are responsible for making sure that the information is correct, whether it's provided by you or the master trustee. If you administer fewer than 10 pre-need arrangements within a year, you could qualify for a reduced fee. That fee must be taken care of at the beginning of the process, so you won't pay the fee at the end of the electronic process. So if you do qualify for a reduced fee, please stop your process right now and call the division to have that reduced. From here, you will go ahead and click continue. Now on this page, you can actually update any information that you have. If there's no updates, you can click save. The second page is update license address. So this is your physical address that cannot be updated without contacting the division. You can update your phone number or email address at any time. Once you confirm that information, click save. Your corporate personnel information are those that have 10% ownership or are a control person. If you add someone to your corporate personnel during the renewal process, you will have to submit a background check for that individual. And there will be a process to upload that document later. The document can be found by following this link. If you have no corporate personnel to add, you can click continue. Now, this is the annual report that for some of you, your master trustee may have signed in and filled out for you. A couple of things you want to be aware of is that the reporting year is always the previous year. So we're in 2024 now, and you would be filing your report for 2023. And everything should be whole numbers. You should not use any decimals or any percent signs. If there is a negative number, especially with gains or losses, you'll want to put a negative in front of the number. For endowment care cemeteries, you will want to indicate what percentage of funds are being placed in trust. If it is less than 90% of funds being placed in for endowment care, then you must have a bond. We'll talk about that on the next page. But at this last question, number 11, indicate what percentage of your funds are being held in trust. There's also a place for your master trustee or depository name and account number. If you need to add additional master trustees or depositories, you can just click on add and it will add another box. It won't add the box until this is actually filled in, but you click on add depository and then you'll have another box. You'll want to click save once you know that information is correct. If you do need to add a bond, you click add and it will give you an error message. And this is the normal process. Your coverage type is general and your instrument type is bond. Once you click that, the error message goes away and you'll be able to continue. You will want to put your bond amount here and the bond number, the issue date, who your bond company is. Your bond type should always be a surety bond. And unless it has an expiration date, most bonds are continuous and you should mark yes to it being continuous. The other information is not necessary. Once you have the bond information in there, you click save. This is a screen basically confirming what you've just entered. To move past this screen, click continue. The next page is the attestation. This is telling the division that you have looked at all of the information reported and you are confirming that the information is correct. Once you've entered this information, click Submit. There are a number of required documents that need to be filed with your annual report. You must attach your current OMCB license, your Oregon Secretary of State verification, and the annual report account and delivered merchandise spreadsheet or something similar to it. If you have added a control person, you must also include the background check form. For a certified provider that does not use a master trustee but uses a bank depository instead, you must also submit your audited financial statements. Audited financial statements are not required unless you are using a depository rather than a master trustee. The way you upload documents is very simple. You click on Choose File. It will open up your Explorer window. Go to the location of the documents. And you click Open, you upload the document. Once you've uploaded the document, you can select the type. So if this is the OMCB license, and then I'm going to choose a different file as my Secretary of State filing. I've edited it 3 times. I'm going to delete 2, and this one is my Secretary of State. And then finally, I'm going to upload the account report and delivered merchandise spreadsheet. You will not be able to continue from this process unless these 3 documents are here. You will get an error message. If you need to upload any other documents for the division to be aware of, you can do so under Other. Once I have all my documents, I just click on Save. This is your application summary. This is basically just showing you all the information that you had entered. Once you've confirmed the information is correct, you click on Go to Checkout. And typically it would show a fee amount of $390 here. One thing to be aware of is the division cannot see partially filed annual reports. So if you do not finish the payment process, we will not be able to see what was entered as your annual report. You actually have to finish the process and pay the fee for us to see the information on our side. So please, if you have any questions, if you don't finish the process, it will be difficult for us to answer those questions. If you realize that there was a mistake after you've paid the fee and after you've entered the information, for example, say your ending balance was different than what was reported on your annual report, you can call or email the division and we'd be happy to make those edits on the back end. But we won't be able to edit anything until you've actually gone through the process. There will also be a step-by-step guide on our web page to take you through this process. So please refer to that if you have any further questions. And of course, you can always call the division. Thank you so much and have a great day.